It says, for I do not want you to be ignorant of the fact. He said that our forefathers were under the cloud, that they all passed through the sea. They were all baptized into Moses, into the cloud, into the sea. They all ate from the same spiritual food and drank from the same spiritual drink. For they drank from the spiritual rock that accompanied them, and that rock was Christ. Nevertheless, God was not pleased with most of them. Their bodies were scattered over the desert. Did y'all get that? Here these guys were being provided for by God. Yet he says, I'm not pleased with them. Why does God meet our needs even when he is not pleased with us? He says, these cats, man, he says, they were all under the same cloud. They passed through the same sea. They were baptized. They ate from the same spiritual food and drank from the same spiritual drink. He says, but yet God was not pleased with them. And as a result, they were scattered all over the place. Help me with that. He says, now these things occurred as examples. As we keep talking about, from setting our hearts on evil things as they did. Do not be idolaters as some of them were. And as it is written, the people sat down to eat and drink and got up to indulge in pagan revelry. We should not commit sexual immorality as some of them did, and in one day 23,000 of them died. We should not test the Lord as some of them did, and were killed by snakes. And do not grumble as some of them did, and were killed by the destroyed angels. Verse 11 said, these things happened as an example and were written down as warnings for us, on whom the fulfillment of the ages has come. So if you think you're standing firm, be careful that you don't fall. No temptation has seized you except what is common to man. And good God is faithful. He will not let you be tempted beyond what you can bear. But when you are tempted, he will also provide a way so that you can stand up under it. I like how he starts out, man. He says, for I do not want you to be ignorant. What does ignorant mean?
Ignoring.
Okay.
Unaware of. Not knowing.
Unaware of. All ignorant means is that you don't know. So why do we get mad when people call us ignorant? Can we get mad when folks say you ignorant? See, it's not that they calling us ignorant, it's what they put after they say the word ignorant, ain't it? Because it's usually you ignorant, something. You follow me? All ignorance is saying, I don't know. We get mad. And so he lets them know that these are the same people that was in the desert. These are the same people who lived in the wilderness, and the same people that every time God blessed them, they turned around and grumbled and complained. But yet God did what? He kept providing, didn't he? Although he's giving warning, he's putting examples in front of them, yet they keep acting a fool, and yet he keeps providing for them. What kind of God? I heard this song this morning. I don't know if I ever heard it before. What kind of person allows themselves to be put in harm's way? An ignorant person? So your God is ignorant. It was a gospel song I was listening to. But think about it. God put himself in harm's way. He said, but the song was something about love. True love, real love, puts itself in harm's way. And when you think about how much God loves us, that's a lot of love. for a group of people to constantly grumble and complain, for a group of people to not meet the expectations of, to not be able to live up to, and yet God says, or that person says, I still love you. You are my son in whom I'm well pleased, and I know all of the thousands of mistakes I've made along the way. And yet he says, you know what, I'll die for you. How many of you die for the brother sitting next to you? So again, what kind of love puts itself in harm's way? Nothing but the love of Jesus. Because rarely will any of us die. That's one of y'all scriptures, ain't it? He says, man, these things happen to them as examples and were written down as warnings for us. He says, so if you think that you are standing firm, all he's saying is be careful. He says you too are able to fall. Don't think that you are beyond or you are exempt from the consequences. All right? Because sometimes we think that, you know what, we so good at it, we so hip, slick, and cool about it, that it could never be us. He says be careful. Be careful. All he's saying is, you know what, man, check your game. Check your game. And when you sit down and you do a 10-point inspection on your game, or when you go to the car dealership and they pull that 5-point inspection and you good, then be good. If not, and the diagnosis come back something, don't act like, you know, like right now, my maintenance light is on. I know what that means. I need an oil change. So you know what? I need not ignore the fact that I need an oil change. You run around here somewhere parked on the side of the road, I wouldn't go get the oil change. Sometimes that's what we need too. Our check engine light comes on, our maintenance light comes on, and this is the fact, my maintenance light I think is going to come on before my check engine light. I hope. All it says is you need some maintenance. Ain't nothing wrong with the car right now. All you need is some maintenance. But if you don't get some maintenance, you're going to have a red, orange check engine light on, which is going to mean some trouble. What's going to cost me $30 right now, if I don't take care of it right now, may cost me down the road. That's how it is for us. Our check engine light is on, or the maintenance light is flashing, and you know what? We're ignoring it, and for long, we done blew the engine up. Car ain't no good. When all it requires is some maintenance. What kind of maintenance? How about the daily maintenance? How about just some simple things? Pray, read the stuff, read the literature, call somebody, go to a meeting. Those are some simple, basic things that I can do as maintenance every day. Then he says, and God is faithful. He will not let you be tempted beyond what you can bear. So that says that whatever he's allowing me to go through, he's already given me a way out of. Because if he did, or if he didn't give me a way out, then he has just set me up to fail. And this is the same God who has suffered and died for me. So I don't think that he's setting me up to fail, but he's setting me up for faith. Remember, God is not picking on you. God is picking you out. And if you ain't noticed, the reason you probably keep being picked on because you ain't showed up when he picked you out. Does that make any sense? Mm-hmm. He picking you out to show so that his glory will show through you, and you keep running. You keep tripping every time he call your name, he call your number, you ain't ready. He said, well, let me go back and get him again. And sometimes for us, that means God's putting us in certain positions and situations to get our attention. Boom, boom. He keep doing it. He's still calling. He's still knocking. And yet I won't answer. So I keep getting picked. So it starts to seem like, Adam, that I'm being picked on. Well, have you ever thought that if you